Alright, we're back with Week 6, Day 2 of Starleague Racing. Tonight's going to be some Pro Elimination Bracket Round 2. So the difference between today's races and yesterday's races is that today it is Elimination Bracket, so people who lose during these events are eliminated from the tournament and are out for good. We're going to be starting out with Buddy7heElf versus Schnitzel. Once again, this is low percent, best 2 out of 3. Tonight's going to be some Pro Elimination Bracket Round 2. That's me this time. Whoops, okay. But low percent means that you start with only your starting items, the 4 health, 4 bombs, and 4 ropes. You cannot collect any other passives throughout the entirety of the game. You can't pick up any crates, any extra ropes. You can't shoot shotguns, shoot plasma cannons. However, you can use environmental items like ropes or pots, or primarily the landmine, which can act as an additional bomb. I'm joined by Pibonacci.
Hey everyone, hey again. Ropes are environmental items now? Damn.
Oh yeah, I know, it sucks. It's been so great having items. But best 2 out of 3, 15 minutes for each racer to either beat Olmec or get as far as they possibly can within the time allotted. Whoever gets further or beats Olmec first wins the event, and whoever wins twice takes the match. So we're going to get started sooner than later. We need to get these guys to the main door. I know Buddy was talking to me earlier and said he's going to go for a bit, completing this entire tournament without beating Olmec. He has yet to do it. So we'll see what happens to him here.
Interesting strategy.
It's clearly the best strategy. It's a long forgotten secret of the game is not beating it is the best. We're gonna start in about 30 seconds here, and yeah, I'm pretty excited.
So he gets to Olmec and then basically waits?
Yes, just waits there the entire time.
See what his opponent is doing. I'm not sure it's gonna work.
Hopefully they're not as fast as you guys were yesterday.
Yeah.
3 whole sets of racing lasted just over an hour. It was ridiculous.
Junior bracket was fast as well?
The junior races were also, they took about the time the previous 2 races did. They were more regular, but the first 2 pro races were just rapid.
Yeah, we have to start any second. I hope no one no one activated this new Twitch feature with less delay, because apparently it sucks.
It's, the way it works is that it, the delay is supposed to make it so that you buffer less because there's more preloaded footage for you to get, and that way you don't need as good of internet. But like, unless you have solid internet connection, the less delay thing is gonna like buffer a lot more often in short bursts. So yeah, it's pretty crappy unless you have good internet and the streamer also has good internet, which, you know, is rare.
But yeah, we have to go.
Yeah, both of them doing well so far, except Schnitzel apparently took some damage right off the bat, but he's choosing not to reset. We'll see how that treats him in the future.
But he was a great start, 17 second, 1-1. At this pace he might just need the whole time to get to Olmec and just not have enough time to finish anyway, so it seems like his plan is working well.
It's the strat! So far so good though. Buddy hasn't taken any damage, they both haven't had to use any ropes or bombs so far. Although Buddy proved me wrong, immediately using a rope on a 2-tile arrow trap. Not a bad choice.
Yeah, the first one don't really mind using the first one, basically.
Yeah, once you start getting down to 2 ropes, though, it's where you gotta worry. Of course, ahead of the ice caves especially, because you might end up using both of your ropes in a really bad situation, where you get on the wrong side of a level.
Those was pretty terrible starts.
Yeah, not a particularly fast mines, and I can't really blame them. Those were some not too quick layouts for them to go through, but they're both entering the jungle within 10 seconds of each other, so still pretty close. Terrible snail there for Buddy, but he actually handles it pretty well. Just recently had a highlight where a snail launched a bubble nearly 6 blocks horizontally. It was kind of bonkers. So far so good in the jungle though, not too difficult. Although Schnitzel did just take his 3rd bit of damage. Ends up just barely escaping those piranha in the bat. He's down to 1 health now. Oof.
Once you fell down there, it can be tricky to get out again. Like I said, 1 health now, that's probably gonna slow him down, at least in terms of his plays now.
Yeah, you definitely can't be playing as risky with 1 health. You gotta play safer and slower.
But he's still at full health, so if he can just keep up a not crazy fast pace, but a decent pace, so keep the pressure on, then you can almost rely on Schnitzel dying at some point.
Yeah. 1 health is hard, but not impossible to maintain. I've said this a few times before.
He just goes for a blind drop and
yeah, the blind drop's gonna kill him, but as I was saying before, you know, once you reach the temple and the ice caves, there's the argument that your health starts to matter a little bit less, because things like the abyss and mummies will usually kill you regardless of how much health you have on low percent. But of course, you know, there are certain situations where having 4 health is better, like an arrow trap will kill you at 1 health, whereas it won't kill you at 3.
Always first race he sucks, he says. Let's see if the second one goes any better.
But he's onto the ice skates at this point. I think he's still at full health, yeah. He's down 2 ropes though, like we mentioned, could be an issue. Yeah, Schnitzel's gonna be a bit behind now. He's, I think 6 levels behind at this point.
But yeah, he's not gonna catch up.
It's pretty reliant
For
on
sure.
Buddy dying at this point. We'll have to see what happens to him.
Or waiting on Olmec again. Apparently.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know, is Steve watching and telling Buddy how Schnitzel's doing?
I have no idea.
He knows how fast he needs to go.
That was a little bit weird right there with all the
That's a
landmines on
lot
Buddy's
of
level.
explosions.
That was a bit bonkers.
Well, Saturn for Buddy, those aren't really safe strats in the first place, so yeah. That is correct.
Safe strats, man. They've been proved to not be safe at all during these tournaments. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I wonder which people fail those.
Yeah, I don't think any of our really
embarrassing.
good players would fail them. That would just be
Yeah.
an embarrassment. I think that should take away championship player on Reddit.
I agree.
We'd have no champions left by that point. I think everyone's messed it up like once at this point.
I don't think everyone.
Buddy's gonna die. He tried to bounce on a Yeti, but it was too far away. He ended up just getting thrown by the Yeti and falls into the abyss. That's too bad.
Well, Schnitzel doing his own things now is putting him into a good spot. He has
Yeah.
full resources. He has not full resources because of the bat, but yeah, still. So both of them died once. This is where dying early is actually an advantage if both
I
players die.
I think Buddy died on 3-3 if I'm not mistaken. So Schnitzel clearly has the lead here by a bunch of levels. He just has to make it through the ice caves at this point.
Gonna assume someone is gonna get to the temple within 15 minutes, so
Yeah.
probably won't matter.
Got about 10 minutes left here. They have plenty of time to reach the temple.
It seems to be a bit more careful now. Still has a good pace into the ice case, but not taking any risks in terms of the place. Seems.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
far so good. All resources, you know, lacking 1 of his health, but as far as things go, it shouldn't be a huge issue. I'm sure Schnitzel can make it to the temple in the time allotted. Buddy having a not too easy mines. Not going for the 2-tile air whips, probably for the best. Yeah, that's the right side for Schnitzel. They're starting to look a little bit scary for him.
Could have died pretty easily, just the first ice cave level. I think if he takes the first falling platform down, there was a mine right below it, so.
Yeah.
Why I don't really like those platforms. At least not the long rides down.
Alright, so Schnitzel's going to tie the game up here on 3-4, I've been informed, is when Bunny died. So, as long as Schnitzel can get to the temple here, he's going to take the lead. And if he ends up winning this run, of course, he wins this match. Kinda crazy stuff, but if he, right at the alien style points, gets him to the temple. Now he has the lead taken from Buddy. As long as Schnitzel completes this run, he's going to take the round. But he's in a bit of a sticky spot here.
He has time. I don't know if he knows he has time.
That's a
yeah, you
really
probably
bad
want to
spot
go-
in the temple.
Yeah, you probably holy stuff is going on.
Man!
I agree with going to the left side. He could have just bombed down on the right side, but then he still has to deal with Anubis.
Yeah, and has to use a rope there as well.
I guess he could have used the crates there to trigger the arrow trap, but at this point he still has what, 3 ropes now, it's fine.
Yeah. And of course he wouldn't have known this, but the item could have fallen into the little area with a door.
Yeah, well, if he does it, he needs to
Use a
go
bomb.
to the left there. Oh, this level looks fun.
Mummy
is he going for
situation.
the mummy jump? Yes, he is.
Pulled it off pretty good. Would have been scary if he messed it up though. He would have been down to 1 health, or 0 if it went pretty bad.
And there goes another rope, yeah. And he didn't realize it triggers the arrow trap. Down to 1 health.
Well, I mean,
Get interesting.
I'm hoping for Buddy at this point that Schnitzel does take that health, but if Schnitzel continues to hold him, he's just gonna win it. Unless, of course, he gets some trollish spawns. We've seen a lot of our racers at 1 health get a troll spawn that ends up losing them on Olmec.
This is another rope there.
Yeah, that's
That was really
1 rope
needed.
left.
Well, if he goes for safe strats, then that's all he needs. Buddy into the ice case at this point. Yeah, I really hope Schnitzel is not doing silly things on Olmec here.
Some crazy stuff for both of our guys here. Buddy just tried to use a bomb to try and kill those Yetis, but ended up getting thrown 3 times and dying regardless. Poor Buddy, back to the mines.
Didn't just join them there. It looked like fun.
Looked so enjoyable, but he tried to kill him and they got him back for it.
That's what he gets for it.
But Schnitzel's now on Olmec. Let's see how he handles it.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Alright, safe strats.
With 4 bombs, it's... Yeah. Need to make Olmec crush once. That introduces the risk of enemy spawns, which he got, and from there on it's pretty straightforward.
Let's see if we can add Schnitzel to the roster of players who have messed up safe strats. So far so good, his bomb placement is on spot. That's not going to be what ends up killing him here. If anything, it's going to have to be the Olmec drop. We'll see what happens.
You need to make Olmec crush down.
Olmec is wearing a snail as a hat. And there we go.
Jump into the bubble real quick and everything's fine. And he wins with 1 health, 0 bombs, 0 ropes left.
Solid. So good job to Schnitzel. That means he takes the first win. I'm going to tell them to return to main door. And Schnitzel's going to take the first win here. That doesn't mean Buddy's done for, though. He still has a chance to take it back. There we go. Schnitzel gets the diamond. Pretty good race to start. That was really back and forth. Schnitzel had the lead and then Buddy did, and then Schnitzel ended up taking it at the end in Olmec, so interesting. So we're going to start in just a second here. I'll turn off the timer until we do start. We're going to be starting in about 30 seconds, so we'll see if Schnitzel goes for the sweep here or not. Yeah, Buddy does still have yet to make it to the temple, but I don't doubt that he can still take a win here.
What's your secret strategy, Steve? What do you and Buddy have prepared for this race to surprise us all?
They're actually going to start doing co-op races. We're going to work together and do the most amazing thing we've ever seen in Spelunky. They'll mess up safe strats, but one of them will throw the other out of the pit. It's going to be perfect. Alright, we're going to get started here. I don't know. It's going to be tough to top Bum's amazing comeback from messing up safe strats. I believe Larks was on Olmec and messed up safe strats, and he kept on trying to bounce on enemies, but it never ended up working out in the end. He messed it up and died in the lava. It was too bad. It's tough though. The tension of being on Olmec during the races is a little bit crazy.
Buddy going for the spider jump there, which in that and going for the fall on spikes as well. Was just about to praise his ability to deal with that not trivial spider jump, and then he dies anyway, so I guess I don't need to do that now.
I don't know if Schnitzel noticed that, but there was a 1-2 jetpack teleporter compass that he just missed out on.
Yeah, but it was a pretty terrible time already into that job, so whatever.
Who knows what could have happened, though. That would have been a world record right there if he had taken it. Although this level doesn't look very good for any percent, to be honest.
Depends. I had a nice run earlier, 30 seconds into 2-3.
Yeah, I don't have
Kinda
nice
fast.
runs, so... I've had one any percent run that has made it to the temple, and I teleported into lava on 4-1. I think it was a 9-block teleport. Alright, so Schnitzel's out of the jungle as Buddy's entering 1-4, so he's playing faster, and I think he still is at full resources.
Yeah, but he's got up quite a bit already. Schnitzel again was like almost a minute into the jungle. So Buddy basically managed to make up the time for 1 level already.
Yep.
He's still behind though, and this level kinda looks slow. It's all about consistency in these races.
Yeah, you gotta not make too many mistakes during the runs, otherwise the damage is gonna pile up and you're gonna end up dying. It's a bit different in the junior races, but during pro, you know, you only have that 4 health, and every time you lose some, that's some you're never getting back.
Well, every risk or basically whenever you lose control, you can just die. It can work out, but you also can just die.
Yep.
So just being able to play it through safely should prevail on average. This level looks fun.
This is a little bit awkward for Schnitzel, but he does make it through.
Really well.
Yeah.
He needed to do plenty of precise water jumps there to not get hit by the piranha.
That was pretty good.
Buddy took some damage on the jungle, it seems, and
Oof, so
that
did
was
Schnitzel.
rough.
I don't really know how you would handle that. That was disgusting.
That whip was pretty crucial, I think, actually. He still took damage, but at least he didn't get stunned. Buddy and the bubbles today.
So now they're both down to 3 bombs, rather 3 health, 4 bombs, and 3 ropes, I think. Yeah. So as far as resources go, these guys are parallel, but once again, Schnitzel is still 1 level ahead of Buddy at this point. Alright, so Buddy's on the ice caves as Schnitzel's moving on to 3-2.
Yes, it's 1 level advantage from Buddy's early death, basically.
Pretty close stuff.
Pretty easy ice case level here.
Yeah.
Schnitzel.
You know, but the temple is usually the decider of a lot of these races. They're pretty polar.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're amazing or terrible, it's constantly changing. Alright, once again, Buddy is on... Well, actually, no, Schnitzel's 2 levels ahead at this point. He's on
but
3-4 he's on 3-2.
He find a nice way down on this level, and he didn't want to use a rope, so it came at the expense of a bit of a time loss.
Right, Schnitzel having a really fast ice caves onto the temple while Buddy is just now moving out of 3-3. Buddy better hope that Schnitzel either gets a really slowed down temple or ends up dying.
The 6-star drop, though.
Yeah, this is not easy. He's gonna have to use a rope.
Yeah, there we go. Ropes there, yeah.
Still have 2 ropes.
Anubis.
This is
you
bad.
want to use another rope there as well.
Yeah.
Like, don't like it, but you have to.
This is exactly what Buddy needs. Oh, it's over.
He could have rescued that actually pretty easily by jumping, so the bubbles move upwards. And at some point he is able to go below them. But
would he have had enough time to just wait there? That's the question.
Definitely.
He could have also, what he was doing was trying to jump away from the landmine as it exploded. If he had used his last rope, he would have been able to, but of course that'll slow him down on Olmec so much. Buddy now tying up the game on Temple 4-1, having a much easier time than Schnitzel did. That was unkind, if anything.
Much easier, also not really. But it works, yeah.
Alright, and Buddy's on to 4-2, so Buddy takes the lead for this race.
That TD trap was kinda close, actually.
Yeah. But we still have 10 minutes on this race. There's plenty that could happen. If Buddy ends up dying, Schnitzel still has plenty of time to make a comeback.
But he's really careful now.
Yeah, he's using a bomb. So he's gonna move on to 4-3 at this point. He's near an Olmec. We might see Buddy break his original thought of never beating Olmec during these races. We'll have to see. Is he gonna use another one of his bombs?
He's thinking about it.
He is.
Yeah, he has 2 ropes and 3 health, so he doesn't eat. And there goes another resource. Okay, I would really not use a rope here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you can't save Olmec sweats in a race, then you probably want at least 2 ropes. Doesn't really want to trigger these guys, that was close.
Some Hawkman nonsense, these both seem to be dealt with at this point. Also triggered an arrow trap in the end, so that was useful for him.
Yeah, the previous one already triggered it.
I hope he knows that, though. Yeah, he does, okay. And he is
nice.
on... Oh, that was... That is
wow.
The weirdest Tiki Trap, like, exit I've ever seen. It was perfectly set up to, like, constantly alternate. But he dies just before Olmec.
Why did he not just wait, though?
Yeah, I know. If only. He entered it, like, right as it was just, back and forth with the freaking Tiki Traps. So Buddy's done on 4-3. He still has the lead, but now Schnitzel is still trekking through the jungle, moving on to 2-3. He's gonna have to reach Olmec to take the lead, or beat Olmec to just win it all. Of course, he can tie it on 4-3 and move on to overtime, but I don't think he really wants that.
It's down to 2 health, so...
Yeah,
down to 1 health
that
because
is...
frogs are flying.
Schnitzel, why didn't she react in half a millisecond to that? Seriously.
Yeah, no, that one you can't really deal with.
So, now Schnitzel's down to a very fairly set up 1 health. Totally reasonable damage.
Basically dying when the other one is just halfway through the seed or something like that, so it's a nice back and forth.
Yeah.
The lead is still pretty clear all the time.
Alright, Schnitzel's onto the ice caves. Let's hope he doesn't take any damage here, otherwise, of course, it'll be the death of him.
That was the death of him.
Oh no! So he's gonna take some fall damage there and die again. Buddy is now onto the jungle, so Buddy has a very notable lead here. If Buddy doesn't die anytime soon, Schnitzel's definitely going to lose this round.
And Buddy's also down to 2 health, so it just keeps going back and forth. What's the timer at?
The timer is at 7 minutes 24 seconds, so we're only halfway through this first race.
Yeah.
Second race, rather.
It was the last time they were on at least a similar, well, set of levels, basically.
Yeah. So far so good with Buddy, though. He's managing the 2 health pretty well. He's going to be onto the ice caves in a second here. As long as he doesn't do anything drastically bad, like dying to exit tiki traps, then he should be fine.
Yeah, but who would do that now?
Yeah, when does that happen? I haven't even heard of that being possible. Alright.
Yeah, what is us interesting also in that regard, that you, like, apparently you don't expect them to be able to finish a run safely, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Like, what if a frog fell out of the sky and did damage to you? Alright, so just as Buddy's entering the ice cave, Schnitzel's onto the jungle, so there's a 4-level difference between these two guys right now.
And down to 2 health Schnitzels as well.
Alright, now their resources are parallel. Of course, Buddy is further in the game already, so it's not as much of an impact on him, but we'll see. I wonder if he's going to use as many bombs as he did on the last temple. I think he used 3?
Yeah, it's just when needed, kinda, and it's not like he ever got to use the bombs. The end on Olmec.
Both of these guys have had garbage temples this race. Alright, nearing the temple for Buddy, 3-3, halfway through the ice caves. As far as things go, they're playing pretty solid. I mean, none of these levels are fast. These are all terrible levels. They're all like 15 seconds each. It's ridiculous, but they're playing them as best as they can. Buddy about to reach the ice caves on 3-4, and Schnitzel on 2-4 himself, so they're still keeping it steady with about a 4-level difference between them. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, and the UFO is gonna snipe Buddy out of the air, and he's gonna die on 3-4. Schnitzel has a chance again, but he's at 1 health. My gosh, please don't die.
What did we just say about playing it solid?
I don't know. I think I was making a joke or something. Probably. But Schnitzel's on a 3-1 at this point. I really hope Schnitzel doesn't die.
Back and forth.
This is gonna be one of his last rounds. We only have 4 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. That's not enough to finish another round. If Schnitzel does die, this is almost undoubtedly going to Buddy.
Or the ledge grab actually there, from the ice above to the ice below there.
It looks like it's gonna work out. Yeah, he's on to 3-2. Alright, well, this race is pretty much in Schnitzel's hands, unless Buddy can make it all the way to the temple in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds here. There's not much Buddy can do about this race. It's all up to Schnitzel and whether or not he takes the lead.
One of them should have just played their own race and play through a seat safely and not die.
Yeah.
Like, you could have taken 10 minutes here and still it would have been fine. I mean, you can't know in advance, but still, like, at the point where you die like 3 times during a race, your pace is probably a bit off.
Yeah, you need to be slower and safer when you're dying a lot in the races. That's something a lot of racers tend to do. A lot of racers do slow down when they're dying a lot, but some don't, and it ends up biting them in the end and getting them eliminated. But of course, Schnitzel is on the temple here, so he still has a solid chance of at least tying the game, and if not, taking the lead on Olmec. Let's see if his temple 4-1 treats him any better than last time. I don't think it can get too much worse than it did before.
On the way down, so you can go over here. High Swarm. Arrow Trap is not triggered, and I don't think that's what he wanted to do. Maybe, like, he could have whipped it, maybe he wanted to do that, put down the mine, and then realized, wait, I'm gonna trigger it now.
It's a little bit of an awkward situation, though, there. Well, I don't know what just happened, but, like, yeah, it wouldn't have been too tough, but it is kind of stressing. You know, something could go wrong with your landmine.
Nice and easy 4-2 level. Speaking of nice and easy, the Tiki Village Buddy has to deal with is
that was a little bit bonkers for him, but Schnitzel has tied up the game on 4-3. If he does die here, we're gonna see some overtime, but we'll see what happens.
He just bombs past the mowing.
Yeah, awkward situation still. Handles it pretty well, though. Let's see.
Bad. Realizes just in time that Tiki Trap is about to trigger to the caveman calls.
Alright, and he's gonna use a bomb here.
Another bomb. Just wants to get to Omega at this point. Doesn't really. Wow, why?
Okay.
Why did you do that?
Scary
Why?
stuff. That was nearly the death of him, but Schnitzel's gonna take the lead on 4-4 at this point. There are 2 minutes and 18 seconds left. I think if Buddy really pushes, he might be able to make it to Olmec. Probably not beat him, but at least to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty high chance of Schnitzel's dying here with 1 health.
Yeah, any poor spawns that happen a little bit too fast for Schnitzel to see are gonna actually kill him, because he's doing fast strats.
Well, he has to with 2 bombs. Can't play it still. Goes 1 rope and 1 enemy. Tries another one, misses the frog though, uses another rope. Barely
And the frog
gets
doesn't
not
hit
killed.
him! Alright, and
Aye.
Schnitzel's gonna win this one, so he's gonna take the win here with just 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Congrats to Schnitzel, that's gonna be a sweep for him. So Schnitzel has won this, he's gonna move on in the elimination bracket, and Buddy is unfortunately eliminated. Alright, so...
Well, he reached his goal in terms of Olmec, so...
yeah,
I guess
you're not
it
wrong.
worked.
So like I said, congrats to Schnitzel for the win. Great play by Buddy. Apologies that you were eliminated, but yeah, we'll be seeing more from Schnitzel in future pro bracket elimination. I believe semifinals for elimination are coming up. We
Yes.
might end up doing a dynamic sort of scheduling thing, because we do need to get through the losers brackets quickly. Otherwise, we won't be able to get the championships around time. Also, yeah, what just happened to Buddy? That was garbage. That was the meanest
That was
little
fun.
cluster of enemies I've seen in a while.